Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Judith, and today we're going to do a variation on the Berber lamb tagine that I made before. This time I'm using chicken, but otherwise it's essentially the same. We've got potatoes, tomatoes, garlic, onion, zucchini. I'll have to look it up. I'm not sure if I had the eggplant in the last one, but I'm putting eggplant in this one. And some chicken stock. And of course, a whole bunch of spices. So let me get started. First thing, we have to cut the chicken into smaller pieces. We have to cut the potatoes up and get them parboiled. And chop our onion, garlic, and other vegetables. So I'll be back in a moment. For this type of cooking, you do want an oil that has a high smoke point. Most vegetable oils will not suffice. Their smoke point is far too low. So we're using olive oil, or you could use avocado oil, which has an even higher smoke point. And I've only put about 1.5 tablespoons there. Then we are going to put in our sliced onion. That is one large yellow onion. And just pick off those bits of... There we go. And we're going to let that caramelize. And then we're going to add our chopped garlic. Make sure you get all the stray bits out. So that will take several minutes. We want to break it up. You don't have to be too worried about how thick you slice them. If you're not, I mean, you don't want them really, really thick, but if you missed and you got a few fairly thick, that's okay. So we're just going to let that caramelize. Okay, once your onions are slightly caramelized, we don't want them turned into something that you're going to make French onion soup with. We just want them a little, fairly well colored. We're going to add our garlic. And that's about 3 or 4 cloves chopped. And we're just going to cook that for a few seconds till it gets fragrant. One thing you never want to do is overcook garlic. Like, not on a high heat. It becomes bitter. Okay. There we go. And it burns really quickly, so you just want to be careful with garlic. We're going to move our onions aside. Let's see if we can get them pushed well to the edge here. And we're going to start putting our chicken in. Now if you really want, if your pan isn't big enough, you can take the onions out and brown the chicken with the onions not in the pan, and then return the onions later. I'm just being lazy today and trying to do it all at once. Also trying to save on dishes. Like everyone, I just like washing dishes. Now, one of the reasons I decided to go for chicken in this version is because lamb is expensive. I mean, everything's expensive right now, but lamb is typically way more expensive than chicken, and we're all trying to watch our budgets right now. Food itself has skyrocketed in price, so whatever we can do to make things easier and a little less expensive is good. Besides, I love chicken. Well, I love lamb too. Alright, now that we've got our chicken browned, we're going to turn it over. over. Put them all over. And we're going to mix it in with the onions. And now we add everything else. So there's our potatoes. Our zucchini and eggplant. I know it looks like a lot, but it will cook down. And hopefully the potatoes don't cook down too much, but okay. So now we want about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I always use freshly ground pepper. You can use powdered if you like. Two teaspoons of ground ginger, and you can cut that back if you don't want that much ginger in. So I think I only used about 1.5 teaspoons. It is a fairly strong flavor. Okay, 2 teaspoons paprika. I am using sweet paprika. You could use smoked or Hungarian if you like. But the Hungarian would not be from the same area. Although Berbers do use spice. And 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. And we are going to pour our chicken stock over. And give it a good stir. You want all those spices down in there. And hopefully you don't let things get away. And of course, don't forget to add your tomato. And I know we're only using 1 tomato, but it does add to the flavor. You want to stir it all down in there as well as you can. And once we have it up to a boil, or a very, very strong simmer, which it is doing on one side, let's see. Yeah, we're doing well there. Then we're going to put the lid on, and we are going to reduce the heat a little, not too far. So basically down to a low medium. And we're going to let this cook for probably an hour. One little trick to know is that as long as you can see the steam coming out of the top of your tagine, you are still simmering. And the amount of steam coming will tell you how hard it's simmering. You don't want it boiling, you just want to keep it at a simmer. It has been about 30 minutes since we put the lid on, so let's take the lid off, see how things are doing. Looking good. The zucchinis still have a ways to go, but they're getting there. Let's get them all squashed down in there. Things are starting to melt down. One thing we forgot to do was put the salt in. Let me check it for... Let me check it first and see if we actually need to add any. Yep, could definitely do with some salt. So we got some fine sea salt, and let's just... It's probably half a teaspoon. And a little stir in. That was definitely enough salt. Not too much, just perfect. So now we're going to let it cook. Let the broth thicken up. Should be another 15 minutes or so. The zucchinis, by the way, that's why you want the zucchinis to break down. They will thicken the broth amazingly. We've let this boil away for 15 minutes to thicken. It's getting very close. And as you can see, our zucchini hasn't completely broken down. It's still visible as discrete pieces of vegetable. Our sauce is getting beautifully thickened. And I gotta stop scooching down at me. Let's give it another little taste here. I think we're just about ready. So let's turn the heat off and get ready for dinner. There is my chicken version of the Berber lamb tagine. Chicken being much more affordable than lamb, I thought I'd do this version because we all want to keep our grocery bills down. I hope you liked the video. I hope you enjoy the recipe. Please give this a thumbs up if you liked it. Consider subscribing. Everything helps me in my effort to grow my channel. And I appreciate every one of you that likes, watches, subscribes. I will be back again soon with a new recipe. Thank you so much for watching.